Right then, this is a walk around video and this is for a Honda CR-V 2 litre EX automatic. Finished in twilight blue. The colour looks lovely actually, with the light leather interior. This one benefits from a number of options which were quite expensive at the time. It has the exterior styling pack, obviously the metallic paint. You can see the two-lay roof bars as well fitted, and rear spoiler. It's a really handsome looking car in lovely condition as well. Front of the car, very clean, lights and lenses. Again, very, very nice. Can't see any obvious stone chips on the bonnet. It just looks very, very clean indeed. Near side, very clean in the panels. No car parking dinks that immediately jump out at you. Near side front alloy, generally very good with only the lightest marks right on the outside of the wheel. Near side rear, absolutely lovely. My favourite angle when they've got these kits on from the back, because it's subtle but it's highly effective. That high level spoiler just gives it more presence at the back, along with the sort of silver trim at the bottom there as well. Again, in the back, very, very clean and tidy there. Offside, driver's side, again, incredibly smooth in the panels. For a car that's 10 years old, and it's in really, really lovely condition. Near side rear alloy, again, absolutely fantastic. The remaining panels really clean. Not to say that aren't the odd minor mark here or there, but they are minor indeed. A couple of little touch-ins done over the years, but generally speaking, I mean, that's in fabulous condition really for a 12-year-old car with 74,000 miles or so. Coming to the back of the car, massive boots on the car, and again for the age and mileage, it's in lovely condition back here. It's coming into the back, wide opening rear doors, masses of legroom, and I'm not cheating because those front seats are set for me and I'm over 6 foot tall. Leatherwork is in beautiful condition, and it makes it look slightly duller than it really is, but it's lovely interior and very, very sought after. Coming to the front now, again, all lovely and clean and tidy. Footwell area is really good. Passenger seats, again, in fabulous condition. Coming to the front, driver's door card, incredibly clean. Likewise, footwell area is lovely. And driver's seat, the one that should show lots of wear, shows hardly anything at all. So inside the car now, engine as always running through this section, so dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard, again, absolutely superb condition. Sat nav, you can see they're working. If I pop the car into reverse, you have that lovely clear gridded parking camera all working as it should. Worth pointing out, this vintage of sat nav, if you're stationary with the handbrake on, you can actually watch films as well. It does put in where the CD goes, but it is in beautiful, beautiful condition really. And then dash pinnacle there, 76,490. Sorry, got that right the wrong way. 76,490. No warning lights on the dashboard at all there. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut, both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2 litre EX automatic. This car is registered SH62AUU, and with a mileage of 76,482 miles recorded. The reason for all of our videos, and especially the road test section here, is to ensure that if anyone is online looking at any of our cars advertised, they actually get to see that car in operation. And the reason for it is very simple. Like many people, we've been to see lots of cars which have looked perfectly good in photographs and a description, only to get there and find out when you drive it, it's got a fundamental issue which you would much rather known about before setting off. So hence that's why we do it. It's also done on these lovely quiet country roads very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, so hopefully then we'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, as you'd expect of any Honda vehicle, I'm going to sneeze. Pardon me, crikey, I feel it creeping up on me. As with any Honda car, press a button for push button start on the top of the range EX models, engine starts immediately and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Pardon me, crikey, I don't know where they've come from. Temperature gauge, by the way, cold at the moment, because what I like, if possible, to do the videos when the cars are cold, because obviously different issues can manifest themselves at different engine temperatures, so that's why I'm trying to do it, but I'll come back to that later in the video. The engines are brilliant engines. Honda are without doubt the builder of the best four-cylinder engines in the world. They've got so much experience with them. It's just a smooth, quiet, tractable, keen to rev. Just any revs it'll pull beautifully. It's a wonderful engine. They are cam chain driven, so no cam belts to worry about on them either. And they have a reputation, and deservedly so, for being, by far and away the most reliable and toughest engine in their class. In every way the engine is just very satisfying to use. Engine then feeds through into the auto gearbox. Again, as with all Honda auto gearboxes, the gear changes are lovely and slick and smooth. The ratio is obviously very carefully chosen to extract the best out of the engine, not only in terms of performance but economy as well, because it's a balance between two, quite obviously. But it's a very nice gearbox to use. You can use these paddles on the steering wheel as well. You don't have to select anything, just pull the paddle when you want to. The left hand one goes down the gearbox, right hand one goes up the gearbox. It's quite good for, problem with gearboxes, they don't have eyes, they don't know what's coming up ahead. So if you're going to overtake, the gearboxes always want to change up as early as possible to maximise fuel economy. But that can be interesting when you're halfway around an overtaking manoeuvre, quite obviously, unless you've got your foot hard to the floor. So if you can imagine a sort of car in front or a tractor there, just pull the tab back, third gear, put my foot down hard, change up myself, and then pass, and that's it. I've got complete control over when the car wants to change gear, and within a few seconds or so the gearbox goes back to full auto mode. You don't have to press any buttons or do anything at all, as it's done immediately. And all working perfectly. Things to check for on any gearbox, whether it be Honda or anyone else, is just make sure that the gear changes are in fact smooth. There's no delays or thunks when you select drive or reverse from stationary, which is the most common one, and the gear changes should be smooth, as I said, and they certainly are. Steering on the car, tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, and it's a lovely power steering system, very nicely weighted, makes the car feel very solid and secure on the road. There's no nervousness to the car at all. Some cars can feel sort of dainty in their steering, but I hate it. Just there's no feeling that the car sort of sat on the road. It also goes to the corners really nicely. It's got a very precise action to the steering, and the whole feel of the car is being incredibly car-like, not SUV-like. A lot of SUVs can feel kind of tall and ponderous and cumbersome, but this doesn't at all. It just feels kind of relatively alive in your hands, and as I said, that's not to say it's a sports car, because it is not, quite clearly. Chassis of the car, that section of road there is notorious around here for having this, it's like the surface of the moon. It's horrible, and what I'm listening out for is kind of any kind of creaks or groans or rattles from the suspension, and there's nothing at all. It also rides it really nicely. The ride quality in the car's brilliantly judged again. Honda should know this market. I mean, they do. I mean, obviously they know incredibly well. The CR-V, is the best-selling SUV in the world, and for very good reason, because it's family transport, and it does it brilliantly well. So the riders here really nicely judged, is beautifully damped, but going through the corners, it doesn't do that usual thing of sort of just keeling over and giving up. It actually flows through corners really nicely with good body control. I'm just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove as well, hold on to various bits. So good solid brake pedal on the car, so all pulls up nice and true as well. Coming to the interior of the car, the first thing you notice we can get in pretty much every Honda is the build quality. I mean, they are beautifully put together things. No squeaks, no rattles. It's just beautifully bolted together, and this interior colour is really sought after on these CR-Vs. And this is a typical winter's day. It's dull, it's really miserable outside, but this brighter interior just lifts the whole inside, especially with the glass roof, allowing a lot more natural light into the car. It really is lovely. Just one of my cars being delivered, which is nice to see. And in fantastic condition. Not been cleaned yet, but it hardly needs anything. It's been beautifully kept. Dash itself, simplicity to use. It's laden with equipment, but it's not one of these interiors where you get in and you're completely baffled by it. You've got the sat nav working perfectly, as you can see. Dual zone climate control system, which pumps out lovely cold air, because we tried that in a warm workshop earlier on. Heated seats, again, all working exactly as intended as well. All the switchgear has that beautiful quality of actuation that Honda give you, sort of this kind of a rubbery kind of precision to the every button you press and touch. It's really nicely done. In front of me there, dash binnacle, lovely and simple, just all the information you need and no more, which I personally love. Temperature gauge running as a third now, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car. Steering wheel, nice small diameter, leather bound wheel. Again, all functions working exactly as they should. It feels great in hand as well. The one button there is an absence of, because it doesn't have one, is a four-wheel drive button, because it does it all for you. Honda again worked out really quickly that the vast majority of people that would be driving these cars do so in conditions like this, where they don't need four-wheel drive on. The problem with four-wheel drive being permanently on, it gets to your tyres more quickly, uses more fuel, and puts a lot more mechanical stress through the vehicle. So what this does is genius, really. It runs in front-wheel drive pretty much the whole time, which is the most efficient way to pull a car along, by the way. And should the front wheels start to lose grip, sort of snow, ice or mud, it instantly engages the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and seamlessly as well. It's like someone giving you a push in the back. It's absolutely brilliant. I've literally just been away in my CR-V, towing a caravan across some pretty muddy stuff, and we've never come close to getting stuck with one. And its simplicity and lack of use gives it its reliability as well, because nearly 30 years selling Hondas, using this system, and we've never so much as put a spanner on one of them in terms of the four-wheel drive system, so it is robust indeed. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it, brief as it may well be, is literally, or it was literally just to show the car in operation, but to feedback on any issues there might be, of which there's nothing at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. As always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, give us a call.